2. It's your boy, Chris the Menace, coming to you with another one. Alright, guys, I want to know how we all doing on this nice little Thursday. Again, you're going to have to excuse me for my appearance. I just came back from work. So, today's video, right? Today's topic. I want to tell you guys right here. I want to tell y'all this right now. You got to avoid the unhappy and the unlucky. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, well, that sounds kind of familiar. Well, that's because it's Law 10 from Robert Greene's book, 48 Laws of Power. Avoid the unhappy and the unlucky, okay? And here's what I mean by that, okay? I'm gonna give you a little story. So this happened just a few days ago at work, right? So, pay attention real closely. So, to make a long story short, your boy was helping out this lady, right? And, I'm going around, spreading some good energy, you know what I mean? This has something to do with my tax return, right? So, spreading some positivity, like, hey, yo, such and such, the tax return hit, you know what I mean? Right? It's tax season, right? Everybody getting their return. So, I'm going up to this lady who I'm helping on the line, right? And I tell her, right? The good news, right? Tell her all this positivity, right? And then, after a few minutes of me telling her that, y'all, after a few minutes, she comes up behind me and she said, I don't know what she said word for word, but she said something like, oh, you charged my son $25 for gas money after I already told you not to, and all this other stuff, like, because I took her son home one day, right? And of course, when you take somebody home, hey, where'd the gas money, you know what I mean? I don't do this for free now. So she was just being all negative about that. And then she threatened me to leave early, right? Because we were switching over to like a new product or something, right? And I guess it's like very heavy for her, right? But even though I'm helping her, right, she was threatening to leave and all this other stuff. And again, just being passive aggressive, like almost half the day, y'all. And then right after her, just going all crazy and everything, and then she wanted to, be like, oh, like, how was your weekend and all this other stuff, like, and I didn't really say much. I was just like, what, I just chilled, right? I was just chilling at home. And she was like, oh yeah, we took the boat out and all this other stuff and blah blah blah, you know what I mean? So, but the point what I'm trying to make is, by her, acting all crazy and everything, just being so negative, being so chaotic, right? And keep in mind, that whole $25 thing, that was not her first time doing that, by the way. That was not her first time. So I just got to thinking. I said to myself, you know what, like you gotta go, lady. Like you gotta go, because I didn't say this to her, but I'm just saying to myself, like, dang, like, this lady gotta go. Like, this lady got issues and all this other stuff, and just like a real downer. You know what I mean? Like, you ever been around people like that, y'all? Like, just always a downer, always in a bad mood and all this other stuff, and then and then in return, you start feeling the same. You start feeling a way, a certain way. You ever feel like that? Well, guess what, dude? You're not going crazy. I promise you're not going crazy. It literally states in the book, 48 Laws of Power, right? Law 10, right? Just to summarize, you know, basically energy is, contagious. You know what I mean? Whether it's good, whether it's bad. If someone got bad energy, right? Guess what? That bad energy is gonna leach onto you, and then you're gonna start feeling bad. Versus if you're around, you know, positive people, upbeat people, right? People who, think positively outside the box or whatever it may be. What happens to you? You start thinking the same way. Makes sense, right? Makes sense. So, moral of the story is, hang around people that you genuinely want to be around. Now I get it. I was at work when this happened, right? And I was kind of instructed to help her. So that part I didn't really have a choice on. However, what I did do, this is what I did, y'all. When it came lunchtime or when it came around break time, I literally, distanced myself from her. I swear to God, y'all. I swear to God, this is what I did. I literally distanced myself from her. Okay, and I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like, it was a bit of a fresh air. You know what I mean? It felt like a breath of fresh air. So, maybe you're in a similar situation yourself. So use Law 10. You know what I mean? Use Law 10 of the book 48 Laws of Power. Use Law 10, and I guarantee you will feel so much better about yourself, right? And, and all this other stuff. But again, just wanted to touch up on that with y'all. So, but anyways, that's really it I got for this video. Like I said, guys, if you enjoy what you're seeing right now, please consider giving this video a like. Put a comment down in the comment section. Be sure to subscribe to your boy, because it helps out with the algorithm. You know what I mean? And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. So, sending peace, love, and happiness to all y'all, and we'll see y'all.